In the previous lecture, we have made some changes inside our application to use the GitHub based OAuth flow during the authentication and authorization of the application. So we built a simple Spring Boot application which has only single controller, which is secure controller with a path slash, which will redirect you to the secure.html and will display the secure.html with the message successfully login using GitHub. And at the same time, it will also print you the basic details that we received from the GitHub auth server belongs to the logged in user. So now let's try to start this application and see how things are working. So for that, first I'll go to the main class, Spring Boot class, and I'll start this application in debug mode. I'll also keep a breakpoint here so that we can see what kind of details that we are getting from the GitHub about the user. So once the server is started, we can go to the browser and try to access the only path available inside this application, which is slash. Ideally, since we are accessing this path very first time without logging in, it should redirect us to the GitHub for proving our identity. Once GitHub acknowledges our identity and provide an access token, then only this application has to display the protected resource, which is secure.html. So in this scenario, I am the resource owner and this application is the resource server. Auth server is the GitHub, client is this application. So the same application is acting as both client and the resource server. So I'm just entering the localhost 8080, which belongs to my application. As soon as I click enter, you can see since I have not logged in previously, I have been redirected to the GitHub auth server with the client ID that I configured and auth grant type as authorized, along with the other details like redirect URL, all those things. And you can also see this will provide you the client details who redirected to this page. Like if you can recall, during the registration of the client details in the GitHub, we provided this name, SpringSecOAUTH2. The same logo that you uploaded will be displayed. Otherwise, a default logo is being displaying here. But if you have a logo uploaded there, that logo also will be displaying here, so that you are giving a better user experience to the resource owner or user, indicating, okay, my login has been redirected by so and so client to the GitHub. Now I am authorizing this application, client application, to get the resources about my basic details from the GitHub, like my email, login details, repository details, which can be leveraged by the client application. So now I have to enter my GitHub login credentials, and this is super safe because I'm right now in the GitHub login page itself, but not on the application login page. As soon as I click sign in, post successful authentication happens, you can see you are being redirected to the authorized application. But since we kept a breakpoint here, it's keep on rotating, and you can see inside the token you will get all the details of the user inside the principal, like what is the name that is being maintained in the GitHub, what are the authorities that has been issued, user attributes like what is my login inside GitHub, from which node I am getting these details. Node ID is the place where this authorization server has been deployed, and what is my avatar URL. Like if someone want to see what is my avatar URL, it is also giving the URL along with the followers URL, whom following me, and at the same time following URL to identify whom I am following, followed by what are the repositories that I maintain, private repositories, everything you will get from the GitHub. Since I am requesting GitHub, like I'm okay to provide these basic details to this client application, that's why GitHub is sharing all these details to them. So now if you release this breakpoint, if you go and see, you can see we have been shown the message that is present in the secure.html. So now if I refresh again, it don't go through that OAuth2 flow and all, because my application already has an access token. So there is no need for me to get an again access token from the auth server. So in this way, we can use the Spring Security framework to implement OAuth2 flows inside our application. I hope now you have a clear understanding how to implement authentication flow using OAuth2 framework by leveraging the auth servers available in the industry. I'll also upload the code that we built in this section to this video. Please download it and refer with what you have been doing along with me for any issues. But if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the Q&A section. Thank you and see you in the next section. Bye.